All right. Cheryl, thank you for saying yes. I really appreciate it.
My absolute pleasure.
Yeah, I don't, I know you now for 13 years. Is it 13 years?
Yes,
And this, there's just some people that, hearts are just like automatically connected to. And that's how we felt about each other from day one. And
yes,
it's like a friendship that just keeps on growing. And
I agree. We've never lived in the same place. I always think about that, like how great would it be if we were ever really could be together, you know?
oh my God, we would be doing book clubs and
Yes.
lectures and there'd be a laundry list. And I love that because it's not easy
Right.
to stay in touch and we make it happen anyway, wherever we are in any city.
Agreed.
So, ready to dive in?
I am.
Okay. So every transition carries an invitation to live more freely. What are you letting go of in this season?
Well, this the thing that I am letting go of, and I hope that this comes across with the gravity that it really feels like for me, is my weight. And I will say that I have spent my whole life worried about my weight.
Mhm.
And I'm a very active person. I walk 3 miles every day. I work out with a trainer every week. And I always but I've always been anxious about my eating. And I recently discovered that I can pretty much eat anything I want. And I'm carrying an extra 5 pounds that no one knows about but me.
Yes. Crazy.
And for more than 50 years, I have been denying myself the things that I want for 5 pounds.
Yeah.
And it is the most remarkable thing. I'm sure it means a lot of things to me in a lot of different ways, but it's been like a realization of how hard we can be on ourselves
Mm.
about the small things that we do every day. 3 meals a day, I'm hard on myself.
Mm.
And what would my life have been like if
Yes.
I had just said yes and not been hard on myself about it? And so it's a small thing. It's not a, mind-blowing thing, my weight, but it is an important thing to me that's been a really interesting thing that I've let go of, that I,
Wow. Thank you.
enjoyed.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that vulnerability. And it's absolutely universal.
Yeah,
So, and if it's not thinking about weight, it's all the other stuff that are going on in between our ears,
exactly. Exactly.
and feeling like we're never enough.
Right.
So, thank you. That is profound. Um, so what feels like it's beginning, even if it's not fully clear yet?
I feel that what's beginning for me is the what we just spoke about of the if not now, when? The idea that our days are numbered, whether we're, dealing with that or not. We don't have forever. We don't have unlimited days. And I'm starting to realize that even if I have many, many years, I don't know how many healthy years I have. And so I'm less inclined to waste time. I retired during COVID, which was a you know, unusual time. It was a unusual time to do anything, but it was an unusual time to retire because I wasn't able to get into a rhythm of what's my retirement going to be like. I wasn't able to get into a rhythm of regular activities that I would be doing during my retirement. And so I did wind up, you know, maybe wasting a lot of time. I always thought the reason that I didn't clean my closets is because I didn't have time to do it. And it turns out that is not true. That was not the reason. Um, So, so coming out of COVID, I had gotten into some kind of bad habits, of not really paying attention to time, not really taking advantage of the things, the limited time I have to do things. And so I've really tried to get back into that, to really make each day matter, to plan something important, to me every day, and try to live my life that way.
It's hard to be an interviewer because I want to dive in. And me too, me too. And this is exactly why, what now was created because I felt like retiring, it was like a grieving
Yes,
process. There's so much, attached to it,
right,
ego and, now what? And,
right.
and purpose and who's going to remember that I founded this nonprofit? Yeah. So, you know, um, it takes time. It takes
Yes,
time. And the crazy thing is that I let go of a lot of shoulds. So it was, I should love pickle.
right.
I should, So more to uncover there. Are
Yeah.
there parts of your story asking to be shared, honored, or rewoven?
Yes. Um, I have, in the last maybe 10 years, become a storyteller. Um, and people know like the Moth, those kinds of, and I do the Moth. I go, they give you 5 minutes, they pull your name out of a hat, and you get up and go. And so I have always been a writer. That's something I've always enjoyed my whole life. And I was able to take those stories of my life and tell them out loud. And at first, it was very, very frightening to get up in front of a group and tell your story. But I really enjoy it. So that's a very literal, answer to your question of reweaving and retelling stories. But it's been a way for me to take something that's been a kind of a lifelong love and mold it and change it into something that's um, you know very fun for me now and really enjoyable to share.
It's so wonderful. To be able because it is also being comfortable with because it's like a solo sport. I know you do it with other women and you do it with, but at some point you sit down. So it just feels like such a meditative process
Yes.
and giving other women permission to, not know where any of it's going, but to do it anyway.
Yeah.
It's inspiring.
Yeah. Thank you.
So what would it feel like to sit in a circle of women where you are fully seen, heard, and not fixed?
Um, I'm sure everyone answers the question that it's like your dream come true, to have that, who wouldn't want that? It's the most, it's nirvana. Um, because, we're all struggling. We're all trying to do the best we can with, the resources we have, the time we have, the other challenges that present themselves to us. And so, the idea of being able to share with other women and different women, new women. We all have friends that our kids grew up together, or we know them from high school or whatever. But to have new people who come from different experiences and who don't know all of our stories and who maybe see our stories in different clear ways that we can't see, because and our friends also have just been living in this sameness. So I think it would be amazing to have different women with different perspectives to share these, who I am.
And to come to these friendships. I just went on and I know you have a backroads trip coming up as well. And, to go in with 21 strangers
Right.
and come out, and be so interested in other people's stories. And,
Yes.
and I feel like I'm coming to it as a different human, seeing it through a different lens.
Exactly.
And also having the opportunity at this season to pivot or put people in different silos that, don't allow me to shine,
Yeah.
which is like, wow, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly, sometimes really slowly, but,
Wow.
so that is, yeah, it's nirvana, and it happens more and more the more authentic and the more open and more vulnerable we become. Those are the people we attract into our lives.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, what might shift if you gave yourself permission to speak honestly without judgment? It's a biggie.
Yes. So I'm going to tell you a funny story. Um, my husband and I both like to cook. So we have downstairs in our basement a freezer full of meat, for whenever somebody needs whatever we're cooking. So when my husband has is doing a chicken recipe, he goes into the freezer and he takes out the dark meat because he likes dark meat. And when I'm making a chicken recipe, I go downstairs and I take out the dark meat because he likes the dark meat.
Right?
And I suddenly had an epiphany of realizing, like, I'm allowed to like what I like, and I need to start choosing what I like. And obviously, the chicken is a very, very small representation, but it is really so true that I, as a wife and a mother, have always put everybody else's needs first. How can I make their lives just a little bit better? And I don't have any regrets about that. But it has been a long time since young, kids have lived in this house. And my husband is perfectly fine with me choosing what I want to do. And I do have opinions, and I seem to have, I won't say subjugate them, that seems awfully harsh, but I don't do what I want to do often enough. I
Yeah.
often let my life be led by somebody else's idea or what somebody else wants to do. I'm a easy go along, get along, easy breezy gal. And in this stage of life, as we talked about, like there's only so many big trips left, that we are healthy to be able to go on. Like I need to get out there and say, I want to go here, I want to go there, I want to do this. I need to plan it.
Yeah.
And my husband will be completely happy about that. It's not like I have any resistance. It's just I've gotten out of the habit of putting my preferences forward. And that's what I would really like to do going forward in this season of my life.
That is profound. And what's great, so we don't move in the direction of resentment, is take responsibility. Like,
Exactly.
what has been my piece in all of this?
Exactly. It's all on me. There isn't anybody
Yeah.
else who's pushing me down and saying, "No, we don't want to do what you want to do." I just need to be forward about it.
Yeah,
You
and there's
show
always
up with it.
yeah, and
Right.
and 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 that's why by finding your voice, our voices, it is really then being able to ask for what we need,
Yeah.
and it's so empowering
Right.
because like we don't have to depend on anybody else to do or say the right thing in order for us to ask for what we need. I mean,
Right.
it's really it's so empowering.
It's so empowering. And the response from people, like just for example, you and I talking about this writing piece, like people are excited by your ideas, my ideas,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so what have I been holding back? Why haven't I been forward with
That's something to like really sit and contemplate.
Yeah.
and write about,
Yeah.
because that's like, all of us,
Right.
all of our, you know, whatever childhood trauma, whatever gets in the way, until we have an opportunity to really excavate and get to that root cause.
Right.
Suffering sounds big, too big, but
Right.
not asking for what we need, but in
Right.
that same realm of, why,
Right.
that's where we become curious.
Exactly.
It's all about curiosity, about self, because we no longer want to be in that space of uncomfortability.
Right. And I think also to be unafraid to rock the boat. What's going to happen? What is going to happen? I'm 66 years old.
Right,
Is somebody going to not like me?
right,
What do I think is going to happen if I
right.
bring my own self forward?
Right, right. And I love how you see I shouldn't be talking because I'm interviewing. But I love when you said you'd never change a thing. And that's exactly right. This is just the trajectory of our
Right,
life. Do we wish I got this at 40? Do I wish I got it at 50? Do I even wish I got it at 60? No, it
right,
happens exactly the way it's meant to be.
exactly. The
There
timing
you go.
it's all in the time.
Perfect.
Yeah,
All the dots always align,
I
always connect. Okay,
completely
see,
agree.
I got to get better at interviewing and keeping my mouth shut.
You're
This is
great. You're
it's not
great
about
at
okay conversation. Thank you. So
it.
you already asked, you already shared how the relationship with your body has changed. And you already really did answer what actually gets better with age. So the question is, what would you tell women who are afraid of aging?
Um, I that has never been an issue for me. Um, I have to say, I am always so happy to be the age I am and feel so lucky to have reached this age in a healthy body that can do all these things. And I, you know, I, um, I guess I would want to say, enjoy today. Like, don't be afraid of what is coming. Who knows what is coming? There's no point. That is something it's really no point worrying about. If we're lucky enough to be old ladies and we can't get around as easily as we did now, we'll be so glad that we did all the things that we're doing today. You know,
Right?
like I want to look back and say, I was so happy to go on those hikes and those trips and, that I took advantage of what I am now rather than worry about what I may or may not be able to do later on.
Wonderful. I love that. And so, what risk are you most grateful you took?
For me, I feel that I took a big swing when I went back to work after my kids were older. Um, I I had been home with my kids for a number of years, and my friends who were going back to work were not successful in going back in professional capacities, mostly. A lot of my friends went back to, just do something small, work in a store, or, do not do what they set out to do when they were young. And and I decided that I tried a lot of different things, but ultimately I decided I wanted to go into fundraising, which I had done as a volunteer during my years off with my kids. And I said to myself, I think somebody would pay me for what I know now, for this knowledge. And it was a I had to work my way in, and I had, the first job was not great, and the second job was better, and the third job was fabulous. And so I'm really glad that I made it was scary. I had been out of the workforce for a long time. There were so many things I didn't know how to do. But I decided to do that, and it was so gratifying. And so it was really a very successful and happy time of my life to
Yeah,
get back to work.
it's amazing. It's so, listen, to be a fundraiser, it's you just really, it's so interesting because in some areas of your life afraid to do the ask. But fundraising and to be successful is all about, setting the relationship up to be able to
Yeah.
do the ask and
Yeah.
be okay with the outcome
Yes.
and have no attachment.
No attachment.
And, and so it's so interesting
Yes.
how outside the realm of, fundraising, however,
Right.
it takes all the same skill set.
Right. It's true. But it was not personal. It was
Wasn't
not
personal.
not rejecting me. That's why I was good at it because I understood
So
it's
great.
not about me, and but and when it is about you, it's a different, you feel very
That
differently.
experience, totally.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're getting to the one word
Okay.
that describes your 60s. One word, rapid fire. So one thing,
Surprising. Yes.
surprising.
Surprising.
So what thing women overthink?
Clothes.
Something you stopped apologizing for.
What I want.
A daily ritual you cherish.
Walking.
And one belief you've outgrown.
That there's a right way to do things. Sorry, I know that's way more than one word, but I think that for my, adult life, I thought there was a certain way that you had to do things a certain way. And then you get to be our age and you find out people did it all kinds of ways. There's so many ways to live a life, and it all worked out.
Yeah, that is amazing. Or when other people think there's only one way to do it.
Yes.
And you have to then realize, no, again, finding your voice and
Yes.
realizing no.
Right.
So closing wisdom. If you can sit with your 50-year-old self, what would you whisper?
It's going to be great.
Love it. And if this chapter is called What Now, how would you answer it today?
Pursue your passions. Don't waste time. It's never going to be perfect, and that's what makes it beautiful.
Yes, I love it. Messy, magnificent,
Exactly.
transition in our lives. So thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
Um,
I can't tell you how
um,
much I
ah,
enjoyed thinking about these questions and knowing that I was going to have a chance to chat with you. So,
this is amazing to really, be able to, hear about, people, women's journey and, their lives and what a rich season
yes,
that we're all in. And
agreed.
thank you for sharing your heart and your soul and being so raw and vulnerable. I really, really don't take it for granted, and I so appreciate it.
Thank you, darling. I'm really grateful to have this opportunity, and it really did make me think and redirect uh, and decide to make some changes. So just the chance to talk about it was, you know, really important for me. So thank you so much.